Let's get back to the markets. You know, we do have a big sell down. Looks like we've sliced the bottoms by half. The closing bell rings in 3 minutes, and we're way off the lows, 172 points down. At one point, we were down 325. So let's take a look at how markets are set to close out the first week of October and also the fourth quarter as well. Look at those declines across the board. You know, we were on pace for the worst week for the Nasdaq since March 23rd, on pace for the worst week for the S&P 500 since June 29th, and 2 weeks down now in a row for the Dow and the S&P. So let's talk through it as we head towards the closing bell. Mark Hamrick, Bankrate.com senior economic analyst, Paul Dietrich, Fairfax Global Markets CEO, and Gary Evans, Energy Hunter Resources CEO and chairman. You know, let's start with you, Paul, since you're in studio here. What do you make of the news for the Supreme Court nominee, and how does that impact markets, if at all?
I think in the end it probably won't make any difference. I think it's already baked into the markets. I think you know, just a week or so ago we were hitting record highs with both the Dow and the S&P, and now there's a pullback, and every analyst and every economist expected that. But what's important here is that the bond and stock markets are now normalizing, and you know, even just a month or so ago, 45% of the performance of the S&P 500 came out of 5 stocks.
Yes.
And now they're going
they've run
down
up so much. So, Mark, what about this the sell down today? Part of the process?
Well, absolutely. You can't have such an increase in the yield of the 10-year Treasury without having equities adjust. And, you know, the Federal Reserve has unleashed all this with its normalization process. It wants to get back to a more normal environment. We're 10 years past the financial crisis, and yet we're still normalizing, and we're not there yet.
Gary, your read on the markets, down week.
I'm sorry? Gary,
your read on the markets, down week, quickly.
My review on the markets is exactly that. You can't continue going up. There's got to be stabilization, and there's no question that this downdraft we had today was just a minor adjustment.
Yeah, okay, everybody, thank you so much.